Butterflies, you're not starting from scratch. You are starting from experience. Greetings and blessings, and welcome in. We begin this morning metamorphosis message with the energy from the Daily Crystal Inspiration Deck. The crystal that we have for today is Chrysocolla. The energy of Chrysocolla says, start fresh. It's time to start fresh. Close the door behind you so you can move forward and open a new one. Every day is a blank canvas, an opportunity to boldly go after the things in life you want and leave behind anything you don't. You don't need to settle for the status quo or accept what's already is. You have the power to change your life and do things differently every day. It's time to live by an out with the old and in with the new and beautiful mentality. Core questions to ask yourself during this time of healing. What areas of your life are calling for a fresh start? What can you say goodbye to? And what can you welcome into your life? This crystal's affirmation is I welcome the opportunities each new day brings. So today, tidy or redecorate a space. Welcome new life by adding fresh flowers or potted plants. My collective, this is a beautiful crystal. This is the opportunity for us to start fresh. Starting fresh, let's talk about this energy. When we are deciding to start fresh, this does not mean that we're pretending the past never happened. That's the reason why we're starting fresh, because we recognize that we have experience, we've had a past, and now we're choosing to do something different. And that just means that with that wisdom that we gained from those experiences we already had, now we're starting to use that differently. And we're using that when we're making our choices. Those experiences, that wisdom, we're using that when we're making our choices. This does not mean that we need a completely new life just because we're starting fresh. This energy could simply just mean that we need a new perspective, a new way to respond to the things that's happening around us, or a new boundary. Because this Christ colored crystal, starting fresh, this could be about you starting a fresh new emotional cycle too, my butterflies. This could be about emotional healing, communication. You could be starting fresh and open up a new door of communication. You could be starting fresh because I'm speaking on this energy because of the reading that we had yesterday in the morning metamorphosis. The morning metamorphosis yesterday was about, assumptions, and there possibly being you or someone that you are dealing with who is, afraid that their feelings are not being reciprocated. So this could be about that communication. You opening the door to remove those assumptions, to get clear, to get clarity over what's really going on. This could be about you and the person that you may be connected to. Stepping into an energy where you're ready to, step into emotional healing. So this energy could be about what conversation that needs to happen. This start fresh could be just about that, a conversation that needs to happen. Or this could be about a truth. Starting fresh with the truth that you can finally have in your hand, that you can finally know without, any assumptions. Because, that energy, you may have been carrying old energy. Something, with assumptions, with, emotional unavailability or emotional detachment. That energy is old, and you don't need to carry that energy into these new opportunities that are being, introduced to us. Because it says start fresh. So this is already saying that a new opportunity is on the table. It's here for us. But Spirit don't want us to carry any of that old energy into these new opportunities. So not everybody, that they might come to you and they're from your past. Not every one of those people needs your time, your attention, your investment. And not every situation that you encounter. If you encounter a new opportunity, this is somebody new. It doesn't require the same response. It does not require you to come from a place of, of defense, a place of, where you are fearful, suspicious. It's not needing to come from that place. This first start may require you releasing um, a need for closure, because some of us get caught up in thinking that we need to have those conversations in order to start fresh. Sometimes you have enough information. Sometimes you already do have the clarity that you need to move forward. You don't need a conversation between you and the other person to close their door. So this energy with this start fresh being here for today, my butterflies, this is spirit giving us an opportunity to give ourselves that permission to move forward anyway, whether we get that conversation or not, whether we get that closure or not. Sometimes this fresh start, it means returning to ourselves, return to our intuition, that voice that's inside of us, the peace within. Sometimes this means that we're going back to that version of ourselves that existed before we started questioning our worth, by dealing with other people and certain experiences. My butterflies, this is also a beautiful reminder for us that we can begin again without being broken, without operating from a place of brokenness. We can begin again with it. We don't have to wait for a crisis to choose something different. So don't get caught up in waiting on, big changes to happen, my butterflies. Because this because the fresh start, it sometimes it don't even begin with, a whole bunch of exterior stuff, external stuff happening, showing up. And sometimes it don't show up like, you losing a job, or what I'm saying, the relationship ended, or you having to make a big move. It don't show up like that. Sometimes that change, that fresh start, it just begins the moment that we decide to start repeating a pattern. Repeating, getting involved in situations that no longer work for us. We've learned that they haven't served us. And sometimes that's all the fresh start that we're required to make. My butterflies, I want to leave us all with an affirmation, something that we can stay tied to, give ourselves that anchoring or that boost that we need. And this affirmation is going to be: every day gives me an opportunity to choose something differently. I'm a firm believer in our choices. Our choices is what's going to get us different results. So I'm a firm believer in that. Thank you, Spirit, for this message for today. My butterflies, I hope these messages have helped you to make the best possible decisions for your highest good. Always remember that it's an honor and a privilege, because my healing is your healing and your healing is mine. So let's transform together. Welcome to your metamorphosis, butterflies. And until next time, you all stay safe, loved, and blessed.